Anyways, I think Panky's internet disconnected, so I'm gonna go solo for a while until he gets back. So right now we have Sypher and CLG. The game just started. We're about a minute and 10 in, and you're seeing a lot of pings down on the map. You see some right over here and right here. That means that CLG.eu thinks that Sypher wants to invade, so they actually dropped a word right here. A common invade path would be you go through downriver, you walk either this way, you swing around and you catch them here, or you actually go around the top and you swing through here and you catch them here. So that's why you see a lot of pings in this general vicinity. CLG.eu isn't quite sure if they're invading or not. You know, being a caster, I kind of see where Sypher is, but that's one concern starting out the game. You gotta anticipate where you think the enemy is gonna be so you can position appropriately. So there really is no invade going on at the beginning. It's just both teams felt like, alright, this isn't something I want to do and commit early. Let's just play a little bit safer and just continue on our route and go through the jungle motion. So Mundo starting red is a very, very natural thing to do. He has no real benefit starting with blue except for the cooldown. So that just means more masochism, more cleaver. But in terms of masochism and cleaver, it's not going to increase his jungle speed by much. Having red buff actually increases his ganking potential a lot more. And jungle speed too, because red buff does damage. So right now, you see Mundo roaming around a lot. Instead of just walking through his jungle and passively farming, he's actually scouting bottom, he's scouting mid, looking for kills. One thing as a jungler is you always want to be scouting. You want to look at the lanes and you want to find out, alright, where is action happening? Where are there low people so I can look for a kill? There's a little bit of action bottom. You see a little bit of harass from Tarek. He just tossed out his stun and no real commitment there. He got a good little chunk off Various, but you know, it's not worth it to commit too early, because once you do a little bit of exchange and you start exchanging damage, the potential to actually get harassed or get ganked is a lot higher, especially because CLG knows that Mundo is on the top side. They don't want to be too aggressive in case Nocturne is there. But you know, as a lane, you want to just continually chip at the enemy. The strategy is you chip until you can kill. So that's basically what bottom is doing. They're looking for opportunity to hit Sypher, hit Various and Nunu. So there's a little bit of action on top. You see Shen with a little bit of poke, but nothing really going on. And Mundo is going up for a gank on top. The exhaust goes off. I think that's a kill. Yeah, that's a kill first blood. So this directed camera is a little bit off. I'm gonna turn it off for a while. So what happened was Shen actually was a little aggressive because he's winning his lane. He taunted forward, and so he poked on Wicked a little bit. Because he taunted forward and Mundo is actually right around the corner, he's able to swing around and cut him off right here. And Shen's taunt was just on cooldown, so he didn't have it to run away. So that was a pretty easy pickup. It's just really, really good timing by CLG.eu on that gang. Let me call Panky really quick and I'm gonna get him back in. Anyways, I'm gonna send Panky a call over Skype really quick and let's see if he gets back in. I'm gonna try and continue a cast while Panky figures out his internet. So you see a little bit of action bottom. You see Various getting chipped a lot. He's used up all 3 potions, so right now anytime he takes damage is higher and higher risk of him dying. You know. So right now all you see is Tarek just, whenever he can, he's gonna lay out a harass. He's just gonna try and stun indiscriminately. The moment Porky can follow up, Various is very much gonna die. I wouldn't be surprised if Tarek actually try and flash stun and shatter him. Sypher does realize that they're low enough that they can get killed, so it's not worth it to stick around. They're gonna go back, they're gonna get some items, and they're gonna go back to lane and just try again. Because one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to stick around in lane at about half hit point, especially with the Tarek and Corky, and you know that they're gonna be able to burst you down. So it's a really, really good move for Sypher to go back then, especially because the lane is pushed forward. You don't want to stay in lane too long, because when the lane's pushed forward, they're going to be able to zone you, and if you want CS, they're going to be able to kill you if you don't have any health potions to top yourself off. So there's a little bit of action up top here. Shen generally, I believe, beats Kennen in lane, but since he did die first very early on, I don't know if he's going to be able to harass as effectively anymore. Hey, what's up? I think I lost you there for a while.
Yes, my PC decides, rather than telling me there's graphic driver updates, it's just going to blue screen until I update them. So, I apologize for that.
Are you going to be able to rejoin and spectate the game?
Yeah.
Alright, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I was a little flustered. I was trying to get you back in the... So there's going to be a gank mid right here on Frog, and oh my god, he dropped so fast. So that's the thing I was talking about earlier, right? The moment Nocturne hits 6, the moment Shen hits 6, or Karthus hits 6, there's just so much kill threat for Sypher. You know, this is one of those comps where I generally say it's pretty damn cheesy. You throw a Karthus in the mix, you throw a TF in the mix, you throw Nocturne, and really, with that much global ultimate, you have a lot of room to make things happen. Even if you're slightly behind at the beginning, it's just, there's a lot of opportunities for you to catch up. So right here you see Shen getting harassed really hard. What he doesn't want to do is he doesn't want to farm anymore. I would have backed probably 15 seconds earlier. At about 300 HP, if Kennen so choose to, he can actually flash in, use his ultimate lightning surge at the same time, and get the stun off pretty much instantly. And Shen would be a goner right there. So I think Kennen was actually waiting for his passive to build up before he did that, but Shen actually just went back during that time. So, you know, if you waited around another 5 seconds, I would be almost certain that Shen was gonna die. Oh, Panky's computer blew up again, he's offline, but I'm just gonna let him figure it out. I'm gonna try again and get him back in the game in a couple of moments. So looking at the CS, is, you know, it's pretty... You know, I'd say CLG.eu has a little bit of advantage, mainly because bottom lane is getting harassed so much. You look at the difference in farm from bottom lane, and it's not that high, but the pressure is building up. So you're gonna see a lot of pushing from bottom lane, just because when you're harassed that hard and not allowed to farm, you want you want your creep wave to just always be in front of tower, because if you leave, you're gonna get a lot of harass. Tarek and Corki just outputs a lot of bursts, and like one thing about Corki versus Nunu is Nunu's really good against attack speed dependent ADs, and Corki's just not one of those. If he is gonna get snowballed by Nunu, he's not gonna be gimped for about 30% of his damage just due off of attack speed. He's able to turn on Gatling Gun, he's able to turn on Phospho Bomb. So I wasn't sure who picked what first, but Nunu's definitely, I mean, Corki is definitely very good against Nunu, and so if it was COG's intention to pick Corki versus Nunu, that was a very good pickup. So right now, one thing to look out for is you see Karthus ultimate off cooldown, you see Nocturne's off cooldown. Same with Shen, so this is about the time where they're gonna start making seriously big plays. I wouldn't be surprised if Nocturne gets through half river, ultimate's bottom. If they get a little bit low, Shen's gonna come in, and then Karthus is gonna be able to use his Requiem too. So there's gonna be some action bottom very soon. Oh, there's a ward in this tri-brush. So CLG.eu does know that Nocturne is near bottom, so generally you would see a Corki and Tarek push against Varus and Nunu, but they're not being aggressive because they know Nocturne is near. With Nocturne ultimate and Karthus ultimate, that's something that you don't want to risk. You want to play a little bit safer, and you want to wait for assistance before you get too crazy. The ping's going out. CLG.eu knows that there's a ward. Oh, actually Mundo picked up a really early Oracles. Having that early Oracles is going to be able to, he's going to be able to just actually clear out all the wards and put a lot more pressure. When you take away a lot of that pressure from a global team, their gank isn't going to be as effective. So that early Oracle pickup is going to relieve their bottom lane a lot. Oh, this is... Oh, that's a dead... That's a dead Mundo. Like, one thing I was talking about is, you know, every single fight is not really a 3v3 or a 3v4. You know, there's that Shen ultimate in the game that you gotta watch out for. There's that Karthus ultimate that you gotta watch out for. Just right off the bat, I said bottom lane is probably the worst lane for COG to gank. If they're gonna make big plays, they're gonna have to make it happen either mid lane or top lane. If Mundo had just gone up top and ganked Shen, he would have gotten a kill on Shen. Oh, that's interesting. That's actually a very, very good taunt on Shen. He taunted Kennen under tower. In terms of dying is about 50-50, and so I wasn't too surprised that both people died. Shen was banking on the tower, killing Kennen before Kennen kills him. But since he was about 200 hit point with his W on, he's only going to be blocking about 280 damage. About a right click, a Q, and a ignite. That's enough to kill Shen whether he dies or not. But the lane was pushing against Shen's tower, so in terms of, you know, losing out, he didn't lose out too much because the creep wave is actually resetting in the middle, so nobody really gained the creep advantage there. When they both get back to their lane, it's going to be about even creep score on both sides, building up in the very middle. So that both death right there was, I'd say it was a pretty even trade.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
I think my hard drive's failing on me, but I'm in the game for now, so how long it lasts, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Is your time synced at 12:55, 12:56?
Yep, that's where I'm at.
Alright, cool.
CLG down 3 kills, 2-5, and only a 300 goal difference. That's the one thing CLG.eu will always do well. Every game of in, kill score regardless, they farm really well.
Oh man, that was hard casting, checking Skype and casting at the same time, because one, I can't move the camera if I'm on my Skype.
Directed camera is actually pretty good in all fairness.
It was. I would be so incredibly sad if I didn't have directed camera right there, because it would just be like frozen at the well while I was trying to get you back in the game.
So, Sypher taking himself the first dragon of the game from my count, and to be honest, relatively uncontested. They took a couple of rockets from Corky. The COG were just not prepared, and with a team like Nocturne and Varus and Karthus, you can do it really quick. It's a lot of damage in there.
The thing with Karthus is there's only one target, so he's getting that 400 nuke off on Dragon every time. And with the 3 kill advantage, there's just so much pressure bottom and mid that really CLG.eu at this point cannot contest it. And you look at the gold difference, right? It's 18.4 to 18.4 pretty much. The gold's pretty even, but since Mundo got an early oracles, oh, there's going to be a gank off bottom.
Yeah, Liam going really low. Creeper does pop his full combo. The Shen ult comes out. Is he going to complete the channel? He is. So he's now hiding down this bottom lane. Normally you see him try and cancel the teleport just for the shield, but he's going to recall instantly. Wants to get back up to that top lane. Wicked beating away at this tier 2 tower.
I was actually surprised Varus didn't commit more. I don't think he was anticipating his teammates being able to help with Shen's ultimate. Had it gone off about 3 seconds earlier, that would have cued Varus to, hey, I'm coming, let's fight this. When I get through...
Gonna go on to Wicked, the Nocturnal goes out, Haiku gonna chase him down, both of them exhausted, Kikis is back up, Karthus ult's channeling, the Fear is gonna channel down, it will not be needed. Karthus grabs himself that kill,
that
moves
global
up
damage
in a lot of damage.
So big right now.
Yeah.
Is this one of those things I was talking about? It doesn't matter if Sypher's behind. They got a lot of kill potential. They have a lot of potential to pick off CLG.eu. So even if they make mistakes early on, even if they get zoned and drop behind in CS, they have the type of team comp to make something happen. So that's just something that you're going to watch continually throughout the game. You know, you see CLG.eu outputting a lot of pressure onto Sypher, but when you put too much pressure against a global team without knowing their position.
And actually, yeah, Pete and Creeper going in onto Liumi. He does get the slowdown. The flash stun comes from Creeper. Liumi will flash away from himself, and he's